What's up, everyone? Welcome into another game day update. I'm Kelcey. That's Mike. Tonight, the Grizzlies will take on the No, they won't. They'll take on the Suns. And I am so excited about this game because not only is it the teams with the two best records in the NBA, it's the two top scoring teams in the NBA, and I know some people are going to look at this, Mike, and be like, this is kind of a letdown because there's so many guys for the Grizzlies not playing, but it's such a cool opportunity for the second unit guys to shine, for those other guys to get some more minutes. So before I get into what I think, let's do a quick. Ja is out, Killian Tilly is out, Desmond Bane, Steven Adams, Jaren Jackson Jr., Tyus Jones, all questionable. For the Suns, they tonight with a win could get their franchise record most wins in an entire season at 63. They're tied at 62 right now. So they're playing everyone. Cam Johnson is out and Frank Kaminsky is out, but everyone else is in. So for the Grizzlies, it looks like a Melt, Zaire, Conchar, Dylan, Kyle, Xavier Tillman kind of night. And I'm excited about it, Mike. I know you could look at this and be like, what a letdown, but I think it's going to be a good game still.
You know what we've seen from these Memphis Grizzlies over the last 2-3 months. You know that there's no drop off or letdown when these guys, in terms of their preparation and how they expect to play. Now, if Phoenix is fully loaded, they're a superior team just based on talent and depth and experience. But that doesn't mean that they can just assume that they're going to walk in here and get a win. The Grizzlies have won 8 straight games at FedExForum, 16-2 in their last 18 home games. This is a team right now that's playing well, no matter who's out on the floor. I did kind of want this to be a preview of a potential Western Conference Finals matchup from a certain degree. So we won't be able to see Ja Morant go up against one of his mentors and Chris Paul. We won't be able to see DeAndre Ayton and what he looks like against a Jaren Jackson Jr. most likely. But we will be able to see two coaches who are at the forefront of the Coach of the Year ballot right now, in obviously Taylor Jenkins and my guy Monty Williams. And those two guys have done a remarkable job keeping their teams locked in no matter who's been available. So that's a testament to both of those coaches in both of these systems.
We will get to see, however, Dillon Brooks, who has not played the Suns yet, take on most likely Devin Booker, I would say. And I think, okay, so the Grizzlies have played the Suns twice. They split the series. Both road teams have taken the victories. But the Grizzlies, even in that 25-point loss at home, they dominated the glass. They dominated the points in the paint. Over the last 6-game win streak, the bench for the Grizzlies is averaging 50 points per game. So when you look at who's playing, I would say like Melt, Dylan, Kyle, Zaire, who's taking the shots tonight? Someone's got to put up a ton of shots because they're missing so many scorers.
Yeah. I mean, you're looking at guys, this is going to be a Dillon Brooks feature game on both sides of the floor. So you hope that he can stay locked in and not get in early foul trouble or anything like that. This is going to be one of those situations where John Conchar, can he give us another, 20-point, 13 rebound, 6 assist type game? We know he's capable of doing that. You just keep looking. Zaire Williams, step up. This is your time right now. You're going to be defending some big time experienced wing players. Can you grow up and do a little bit more? All of those guys that you talked about are going to be in a situation where they're going to have an opportunity to really put some minutes in. And again, just have fun with it. You know what I mean? The Grizzlies have already completed their business for the regular season. They can't get hired in the 2 seed right now. They've already secured the division championship. All they have to do over these last 5-6 games, stay healthy, go into the playoffs with your best foot forward. But still keep learning, keep getting these guys some development minutes and seeing, because you never know who you're going to have to step up and call on as injuries start to pile up in the postseason. So I'm looking forward to that. But I would say right now, my guy, it's easy to pick him, but John Conchar, Dillon Brooks, those two guys, it's on you right now.
All right. And let's just throw Melt in there because he's been on fire lately as well. I expect a big break.
I expect Melt now. He's expected to do what he's doing.
All right. Now this Suns team, they have 7 guys who average double-digit scoring. I mentioned those 2 guys who are out in Johnson and Kaminsky. They're out. So they have 5 active guys who this season are averaging double digits in scoring. That's on top of DeAndre Ayton averaging a double-double, like almost over 10 rebounds per game. CP3 averaging almost 11 assists per game. We gotta be able to stop someone. Yes, Dillon will have a tough matchup. Who else's matchup do you think tonight, like you really need to be able to focus on? Like who first of all, who's going to box out DeAndre Ayton? Because him and Steven Adams have been so fun to watch this season, but obviously he's not in tonight. And then someone's got to guard CP3 as well. What are these matches looking like?
I see as much of the point guard matchup that's going to be, because we're going to be without both point guards. There's not going to be a traditional point guard for the Memphis Grizzlies. That concerns me, but not as much as, okay, can a Xavier Tillman or whoever the big is on the floor at that particular time step up and eliminate Chris Paul's mid-range space? Chris Paul wants to go off pick and rolls and get to that mid-range elbow free throw line extended and pull up. Xavier's going to have to come all the way up. So how you defend the pick and roll as a big against Chris Paul is going to be the premier thing that I'm looking at tonight. Everybody else is pretty much catch and shoot. Devin Booker can put the ball on the floor and do everything. I think Dillon is going to guard that pretty well. Kyle Anderson is going to be, I think, is Kyle in or out? I couldn't remember.
Kyle's good. Kyle's good to go.
Kyle's good to go. So it's just going to be a matter of how you control Chris Paul and not let him just dictate and orchestrate every single detail of this game.
Yeah, Kyle's another one that we kind of brushed by a little bit, but he's someone who can play offensive and defense like 1 through 4 if he needs to, which is a good thing right now when they're so undermanned. Let's do stat of the game because you already kind of gave our players. I'm going to go first. My stat, because the Grizzlies are so good at second chance points, and unfortunately the Suns are not so good at second chance points, but it's because they have the top field goal percentage in the league. They shoot almost 50% from the field like this season as a whole, which is absolutely insane. And that's why they're the #1 scoring team in the league. The Grizzlies #2 though. So shout out Grizzlies. I'm just going to say like straight up the stat of today's game that if the Grizzlies want to get a chance to win and not let them celebrate their franchise record in FedExForum tonight, it's going to be just straight up defense, contesting every single shot, not giving up. We hear Josh say this over and over and over, play for 48 minutes. They need to be able to play for half of that on the defensive end, 24 like really hard defensive minutes, and just make sure that the Suns are getting no easy looks. And I know, Mike, that like that's the game plan of every game, but I think especially going up against a team that's fully loaded tonight, that shoots almost 50% from the field, and that like no team really has anything to lose tonight. Everyone's locked in where they're going to be in the postseason. I think a really strong defensive night tonight is going to be so important, especially to carry on until the next, last few games of the season.
I'm going to and you make a great point right there. I'm going to go to stat of the game. To me, is going to be fast break points in transition. And that's going to be important because the Phoenix Suns love to kind of slow you down. They love to control the tempo. They don't get rattled easily. They don't turn the ball over an awful lot, especially with Chris Paul back. So if you can get some easy points and not have to go up against their defense, I think that's going to be key, especially as you're getting to guys that are deep in the rotation for the Grizzlies who are going to get some heavy minutes tonight. So if you can see the ball go in the basket with layups and dunks and highlights, that's going to keep you engaged in this game. So energy, fast break points, the Grizzlies have to dominate there and generate 20, 15, 20, 25 points, hopefully in transition or fast break. And I think they'll give them a chance to stay in this game.
Yeah, that's something that the Grizzlies, obviously, we talk about these things that the Grizzlies lead in. It's so many different categories. One that the Grizzlies lead in is fast break points. The Suns about midway. They're about 15th right now in the league. Paces are similar though. And that comes down to like points for shots per possession.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like they're 9th and 6th in the league. And we talked about, they're both really good scoring teams. So it's going to be a high scoring game. I would say it's going to be fun. Let's get some easy buckets. That's the perfect stat. Easy buckets on the offense, contest them on the defense. Let's get this going. The Grizzlies and the Suns will tip off at FedExForum tonight at 7 p.m. You can get your tickets at 901-888-HOOP or grizzlies.com. Or if you're at home, once again, enjoying the sunshine, walking your dog. I said a bowl of pasta last time. I don't know. You want to make a stir fry? Stay at home, chill. Tune in on Valley Sports Southeast.